It's true. I've watched babies come out, but then I wonder, like, my God, I can barely fit my dick in this thing. Like,
how do you
can't fit two
how do you have
fingers,
sex with a girl again after you see a baby come out of there?
It's really easy. Just stick your dick in. It's
like a Tic Tac in a whale's mouth.
It's surprisingly, it actually shrinks back up quite well.
Well, I know that
it's never the same again. But
I've been in a few mothers that are quite tight. But it's
made
like
a few mothers.
I've made a few mothers too. Yes, that's right. I bet I have an entire village in Vietnam full of kids that look just like me.
That's a terrifying thought. But maybe they can brew some good drink.
You know what? Bringing a little bit of this specialty to Asia.
You should.
So, all right, guys. We're going to wrap this up pretty quick, but I tell you what. I want to give you guys a simple mead recipe. And before I do that, I want to tell you right now that there's a few things that have happened this year that are pretty great. It's going to continue forward. For one, home distilling has become legal. And you can make up to, if I remember right, 50 gallons of distilled product at home without a license, along with 200 gallons of mead or wine and 100 gallons of beer. And this is all readily available. Different states have different things, but on the federal law, that is the limits.
That's confusing. Like, I can brew 200 gallons
of mead or wine,
but I can only brew 100 gallons of beer.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like you can ship wine anywhere you want to, but you can't ship beer.
Really?
Yeah, it's carbonated, but yet they'll ship a carbonated wine.
How do I get like Yingling out here? How do I get beers out here in Hawaii?
You're going to have to call a distributor or a specialty shop, and I'm sure that you'll find Yingling here.
No, they have it. I'm curious how they get it.
Oh, they ship it, but they don't air freight it. Everything's grounded into a ship.
Oh.
So they put it on a truck or a train.
Gotcha.
And it goes to the coast. It's loaded on a ship.
That's stupid.
So I can mail order wine anywhere, but beer, good luck.
Wow.
At the post office, I mean, if you go through FedEx, they might tell you no, but they'll let you go, but you got to do the 21 and older kind of BS. Huh. It's a lot of those lobbyists. Different people pay for different things, and laws get confusing. I would say, hey, if you can make 200 gallons of wine, why not make 200 gallons of beer?
Yeah.
Just make it easy. You can make 200 gallons of anything. On the other hand, beers are like 5 to 7% on average. Wines are in the 10 to 14%. And then hard liquor is,
like 50.
80 proof, 40% and higher.
Yeah.
But I really think if you're making it, you should be able to make whatever you can drink.
Fact.
And you can't sell it because you're not paying taxes.
Well, I mean, it's fuel, yeah, I mean...
No, I mean, you can actually distill for drinking purposes now, but if you're making fuel, you can make as much as you want.
It's just not $50. You just can't drive it on the roads.
You can drive it on the roads. Yeah.
Nah, B.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, because my grandfather used to do this because he'd buy the off-road diesel for his tractors, and if they would run a checkpoint somewhere, he'd drive the dump truck on a different road to avoid the checkpoints.
That's not a problem anymore. You pay $50 to get your fuel permits, and you can produce your own fuel from either oil or from corn.
Oh, we didn't do that. He just used the cheaper diesel for his truck as well.
Right. Well, I mean, if it's too high of sulfur content, I mean, good luck checking it out, but it's not a big deal anymore. However, I want to give you guys a really cool little recipe. Real simple. 4 gallons of water, 10 pounds of honey, any kind except clover. We don't use clover honey. And a homebrew shop should have a yeast, a wine or a beer yeast. Doesn't matter which one. Choose the yeast better to your preference. I'd say use an Edinburgh yeast from White Labs, or use a Red Star Champagne yeast. Either one works. And try some mead at home for yourself. It's pretty cheap. This recipe shouldn't cost you much more than about maybe $20 to make for 5 gallons. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, guys. Check out the show notes. I'll put the recipe up there, and you can check it out. And also, we're going to post some videos, and Brian's actually producing some how to make your own mead videos. We're going to have that in Vimeo for sale as well, if you guys want that. Also, I mean, just keep listening to the episodes here, and check out YouTube if you just want free content. That's okay as well. Going to have a lot of options here for you as far as how to start making mead, wine, beer, liquor, whatever you want. A lot of the basics are out there, but the all smashed together stuff there, that's if you just want to get into it, do it right.
There's a lot of people putting on videos that are just not professionals. I'm a professional, and I want to help you make the best stuff you can at home. So I'm going to dedicate an episode to just beer, advanced beer making. We'll do wine, advanced wine making, and mead in all its splendor. There's going to have to be 20 or 30 videos because there's so many different types and different ways. So I want to bring those to you guys from a professional.
And if there's something specific you want, shoot us over an email. Brian gave you the email address. Go to the website here where we host the podcast from. Hit us up on Instagram. Hit us up on Twitter. Wherever. Check out all these different places. Just reach out to us. Let us know what you're looking for. But we can always link you up with some information we've got, or give you some tips and tricks and whatnot. We're also going to set up a Slack channel here for the Master Brewers course that Brian's putting on here. And that's going to, if you have questions specifically for, hey, I'm making this brew, I need some help, go ahead and shoot them out there on that Slack channel.
Right, but we're not going to be answering questions for a personal brew until later. It's going to be specific to the classes. So we're going to do a brew together on the class, and then as the class is moving along, whether you're doing it like a few days later or the same day, you'll be able to shoot a question about, I missed a step or what's going on here or something's going on, and I can answer those questions to help you out because we're all on the same page. If it's a home brew and I have no idea what you're doing, it's kind of hard to...
That's kind of like, I didn't understand the difference between a good and a bad pour, and Brian showed me, so you don't understand the difference in what you put in or this one little step you missed. You don't understand the huge implications of that, and he does, and you don't even know enough to tell him that. Kind of like I would have no idea to tell him that, I poured his beer vigorously.
Last episode you did that. I did it. Now we know you didn't.
Right, yeah, no, I did a gentle pour with just a little bit of vigorousness on top to give it a tiny bit of head. But, yeah, exactly. That's a perfect example. Right, and you give your beers a lot of head, and that's an important difference there, as I can tell in flavor. So that's... Again, one of the big things there that Brian wants to point out here is those little intricacies there. To start out here, we're just going to answer those questions on, you followed this recipe exactly, right? All right, then this step, you need to do this or that, versus, I have no idea what you've been doing, I have no idea what you added to this. Ugh.
Exactly. So I'll tell you what, folks, we'll wrap it up. Let's tell you what's coming up next. We're going to go over why it's good to make mead, the benefits both personally and environmentally. We're going to bring up braggots, which is the beer-based meads, ways to improve your brew at home, and as well as pairing, how to properly pair your home brew or a brew that you bought with various types of foods. Thanks for joining us. I hope you get some great big titties and beer. Or if they're not great big, I hope they're perky.
Have a great day, folks. Later. Be treated like a punk, that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying to chalk.